Hey YouTube family, it's your girl Kim, the Princess of Transparency. I hope that everybody is doing well. I know it has been a long time since I did a one-on-one direct video with you guys, and trust me when I tell you I missed you guys. You guys are my therapy, you're my family, you're my friends, and I appreciate y'all so much. It has been a crazy couple months, and life is life. That's all I can say. I know I look a hot mess, but yeah, I'm trying to get prepared for this end of the road journey, and I am. It is what it is. That's all I can say. But today is February 14th. It is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to all those who celebrate. And if you're like me, it's like, hey, whatever. One day out of the year to show your love, it's just not enough. But I don't celebrate Valentine's Day anyway because it is the anniversary of me having to say goodbye to my dad. Today was it's the 1 year anniversary of his funeral. So I'm wearing my dad loud and proud. That's my daddy. So yeah, today's just been kind of a rough and emotional day. But let's get into this the long of the short, let's say it like that. Anyway, hit that like, share, subscribe button, and let's get into this journey. I want to say thank you and thank you to everybody who's been in this journey with me. All the love and support you showed on the last video. Trust me when I say from the bottom of my heart, I cried and I just embraced all the love and the joy. Especially from 20 weeks on to now at 34 weeks, last trimester. I greatly appreciate it. So I'm sorry the lighting in here sucks, but it is what it is. Excuse the kids if they come busting in here because they're home from school and yeah. Anyway, after I did my last video, I went through a lot of stuff, emotionally, mentally, physically with the pregnancy. At 20, well, that 20, between 20 and 25 weeks, I had a lot going on. The baby had some swelling in the ventricles of his brain. Yes, I said he, and I dropped a big hint that I am having a baby boy. His nickname is L. That is not his actual name, but I will reveal all that in due time. But there was some swelling in the ventricles of his brain. The doctor said male fetuses have a tendency to have larger ventricles. So it scared me, but I had to just pray on that thing. Between that and then them saying that he had an ASD, VSD. An ASD is an atrial and ventricle septic disorder. Where basically they say the baby had a hole in his heart, but that has been ruled out. That they've been carefully doing examinations, echocardiograms, sonograms, just to make sure that everything was going to be okay. So that was ruled out. One of the other things I had to deal with in that time frame was they discovered that I was severely, when I say severely, I mean so severely. I apologize, the kids here ain't come in. I was severely anemic. And they were looking at doing blood transfusions and, calm down please. They were looking at doing blood transfusions, and they were also looking at doing iron transfusions because it was just that low. But they just been basically trying to monitor me. I've been trying to eat more iron-rich foods. I'm not a beef eater. I don't eat beef or pork, but I try to incorporate more beef into my diet and more green leafy vegetables just to kind of balance out my diet, but it seems like it's just not been enough. So, like I said, it's just been a long, hectic road with that. What else? Also, in the process of going back and forth to Maryland, it just got to be too much on my body. And at one point, at 28 weeks, on my way up to Maryland to go see the doctor for my regular OB exam, I went into preterm labor. I'd been having some pains in my back, just not sleeping well, just not really treating myself the way that I need to be treated. I was making everybody else a priority and making myself an option, which is basically a no-no, pregnant or not pregnant. And I got to, I want to say Virginia, to Virginia line, Virginia Maryland borderline, and I just kept having these horrible pains. I see, baby. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you. My daughter just gave me a Valentine's Day gift. So say hi, Nisi.
Hi.
That's my, if you see her, this is my oldest baby girl, and this is my youngest baby girl. And that is my dog who, yes, he's wearing Depends because, well, we all wearing Depends in this joint. All right. Thank you, sweetheart.
Today I celebrated Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we're glad you are. Let me finish up real quick, okay? I'll see you in a second, okay? Give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Not right now, sweetheart. But where I leave off at, yeah, I got to the Virginia Maryland border, and I started having really bad pains in my back, and I was contracting. But usually when I do these drives up there, I try not to drink a whole bunch because I know that I have to make so many stops. But I had all the kids with me because we were going up there for another. I was taking them there to go see their dad and just spend time with my husband and all. And I even had the dog with me too. But when I got to the doctor's appointment, it basically got so bad that I was pouring down with beads of sweat all over me. That was like completely, it looked like I just got out of the shower. And she was like, something's just not right. So she did a cervical exam and told me that I was 80% effaced. And she sent me directly to the hospital, long story short. And when they did the ultrasound, baby was doing well, but my cervix had gotten so short that it got to a 1.9 centimeters, which is basically almost nothing. So they just told me to take it easy and bed rest. So that's pretty much what I've been doing since I left Maryland. At that point, my OB, who was in Maryland, told me, I'm not even giving you an option to come back here. I do not want to see you next month, and if I do, it's going to be a problem. I love her for the fact that she was stern with me, but it's like, okay, what am I going to do? So after that threat, I was like, okay, I finally had to get myself together. So I finally got everything transferred over down here in North Carolina and found myself an OB that I kind of sort of trust, but that's the only thing about it. When you have a reputation with somebody and have to change over, it makes it hard. But these doctors are good and they're thorough, which I appreciate. So when I finally got down here and got to the care down here, one of the things that the doctor noticed is that I had known it for a while, that in my left breast I have a tumor. And apparently with the growth hormones of the baby and gaining weight, the tumor has grown. So one of the things that they're concerned about now is as soon as I deliver, they want to do a biopsy on my breast to make sure that the tissue has not turned from just being benign to being malignant. So I'm just, it's like, God, I really need for you to step in right now because this is just a lot to kind of take in. And then my blood pressure's been going up nonstop, with just having to deal with dealing with all the kids at one time, dealing with issues in the house, and not having a support system, a real support system there with me. Because one of the worst things that you can actually go through, pregnant or not pregnant, when you have people that are around you that are manipulative, that are just kind of, they're out to get theirs, having a bad support system is even worse than having no support system. And that's one of the things that I've kind of been going through. That even when I got out the hospital for my last video, from me getting out from the anaphylactic shock, I literally had to walk in the door to clean. So I've pretty much been on my feet nonstop. So everything that the doctor's been telling me to do, I have not had the affordability to do. So I just ask that y'all pray for me that somehow God sends me away. Been dealing with this house issue. We did find a rental house, so we're finally out of that miserable hotel. But again, bad support system versus no support system. I'd rather have no support system. When we got here in the house, the basement area flooded out, and I lost a lot of the stuff that I did have for the baby. So glory be to God, kindness of strangers. One of my neighbors here, actually donated a lot of her old son stuff to me to replace the stuff that I did lose. And I mean, when you're losing like $300 breast pumps, it was actually brand new in the box, and it goes floating across the basement. It's a problem. And this slum lord doesn't want to fix anything in this house. So yeah, it's just been a long, hard road to have to travel down. And now at this point, because the pregnancy has become so, girls, calm down, please. Because the pregnancy has become so much more at risk, with my blood pressure going up, I now have to do weekly ultrasounds and weekly NST testing, non-stress test examinations. And the doctor at this point is saying, we're going to deliver you early, because we don't want to take any risk to you or the baby. So at this point, the doctor, when I went last week, I'll see if I can insert the clip of the NST test at the end. Said 37 weeks. So 37 38 weeks. So I'm looking at between March 1st and March 13th. I'm currently in on the 13th because the 13th is actually my grandmother's birthday. So that would be ideal. But whatever God has in his plans. But that's pretty much what I've been going through. Trying to mentally prepare for baby to come, trying to financially prepare, because I mean, again, I'm not able to work, so it's just kind of me dealing with everybody else doing the best that I can. At this point, just dealing with a lot of emotions, mentally getting myself together, trying to be the best version of myself that I could possibly be, without feeling overwhelmed. And yeah, that's really about it. So I'm gonna wrap this thing up because I know it's getting long. It's going on to 12 minutes, but this is baby L. He's dropped. So trust me when I say he's ready to go. So to wrap this up, I thank you all for your love and support. I thank you for watching. I thank you for tuning in. Any questions, comments, concerns, link them below, and I will see you in the next video. Love you lots. Look at that little nose and that mouth. How So this is part one, or the first part of my weekly NST non-stress test for the baby, just to make sure that everything is going well. Because because of the high blood pressure, the lupus and rheumatoid arthritis and all that. So it's a pretty simple, painless procedure. So I'll be on here for about 20 minutes or so while they're doing the monitoring on the baby. Can't see it, but they basically just watching for any acceleration, deceleration on his heartbeat or in contractions. I'm just sitting in a lounge chair. It is freezing in here, so I got my juice, and they just got the probes on my stomach just to pick up contractions, pick up his heartbeat. I just got finished doing my ultrasound upstairs, and this joker is only weighing in at 4 pounds 4 ounces. That's a no-go. He better pick up some weight quick, fast, and hurry, because this cannot all be me. But we are doing well. We'll see how the next few weeks go. So doctor's saying possibly 37, 38 weeks for delivery. So I am so ready, and I think that he's so ready too.